Well, I think it's just pretty natural that all of us, since we're kind of born, we're driven, even as tiny babies, we're driven by this wish to be seen as a nice person, wish to be kind of approved of, smiled at, since tiny, actually. It's very instinctive. It's one of the most primordial ways that this attachment, this neediness works, more than for physical things, more than for that. So somehow, it's quite subtle, it's quite deep, it's not as if it's explicit all the time. But if we become aware of it, we'll see that it's what holds us back. And then, of course, what happens is when we get seen as a bad person or criticized or people don't like us, we buy into that view and we turn it against ourselves. And that's where guilt comes from. I mean, you think about what guilt is. You do something that you've kind of been programmed since you were a tiny child that is naughty, you shouldn't do it. And it's like you imagine all these people, God, mummy, daddy, grandma, grandpa, kind of, you've internalized them all, and then you hear their criticism. Oh, then I'm a bad person. So it really limits us. So if we think about this, really the most simple way of seeing karma is that we produce ourselves. This feeling that we're a product of the outside world and we're pulled from pillar to post by other people's views, very strong. But if we can really start to see that we are the person who has to determine who we are, what we think, what we feel, what we do, and begin to develop this courage to define ourselves, to approve of ourselves. It's not easy in the face of other people not liking what we do. It's very strong to continue to want to do it. It's very scary, but this is pretty powerful. Not in a negative sense, I'm going to do what I like, I don't care what people think. Not like that. We have to define ourselves, define ourselves, see so that starts with, what do I want? And then we start to follow that, but to be clear in our minds, I define myself. And that means then, if I think that I define myself, I create myself, basically. I program myself with what? My thoughts, my actions, and my words, This is really the one we become, like I like to say, we can learn to become our own person. We create that person. And then we can be comfortable in the world. It won't matter if people criticize us. And indeed, it won't matter if they praise us, because we'll be steady in ourselves. Hard work, but oh my goodness, so worthwhile.